When the apocalypse hits, I think us MMA fighters are going to be doing all right to protect our family and to reproduce and survive. Is survival of the fittest, and I think there's no one fitter nor cleverer than someone that's able to protect themselves and have the intelligent mind of a mixed martial artist. I'm Jeremy Petley. I'm a professional mixed martial artist and personal trainer. I grew up on the west coast of Canada, Vancouver Island. As far as starting mixed martial arts, I had always been a fight fan. I watched UFCs from the very first one. Never really thought of it as a potential training tool or even a profession. I used to play football a while back. When I stopped playing football, I think I went through a little identity crisis for a while. Landed on MMA classes, something I just wanted to do on the weekends just to try my hand at it really. One thing led to another, I started loving it, ended up training full-time at London Fight Factory. And before I knew it, I was getting pushed into an amateur tournament, which I then won. After that, I was thinking, all right, maybe this is something I could do on a long-term and a permanent basis. I spent some time over in Vegas training with Wanderlei Silva over at One Fight Team. That was a huge experience for me. I loved training with Wanderlei, the energy of the place and the ability. It was a real eye-opener, to be honest. And that was something that really motivated me to take this more into a full-time sport and take this seriously and not just fight professionally, but be a professional fighter. Being a professional fighter, like I'm sure any professional athlete will tell you, it has its drawbacks. You do have to live and breathe the sport if you want to be the best. And competing and winning, there's no feeling like it, and there's no drug you could take that can compare to that feeling, that euphoria. Day in and day out, you have to get used to being fatigued and tired. All I want to do is, when I'm not training, all I want to do is sleep and collapse in the sofa and do nothing. And being able to juggle that, work, training, kind of getting into that rhythm and being able to maintain that is no easy task. If you've got the drive, if you're able to maintain that tempo and spend most of your life completely knackered out of your head, able to get yourself up when you can barely walk into the gym full of a room of young guys that are literally waiting to kick the crap out of you, then MMA is for you. For the first title that I obtained, it was a really big one because it'd been a tough year. I had started with a couple wins, finished with a couple of losses, so it was a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Ended up getting a fight with London KO. They put me forward to fight Don Clark, who I think they looked past me a little bit, perhaps didn't know too much about me because they were already lining up a fight between him and another guy who I think they were kind of backing, one of the guys of the promotion. I basically ended up going in there. He was a bigger dude than me. I exchanged a little bit with him, caught a couple on the chin, so I didn't really think that was a good idea to stand for too long. Took the fight to the ground and managed to get into side control, mount, methodically did what I had to do, punched him in the face, elbowed a few times, and then went for an armbar from mount, got it. Was ecstatic, good way to end the year. I think the things that keep me grounded is just my activities in day-to-day life, maintaining my work hours, time with my missus, my downtime, the things that I enjoy, other than training, of course. Just listening to music, watching my favorite TV programs, cuddling with my girlfriend and the cat on the sofa, just the normal things that everybody else would do, I suppose. It's unbelievably important to have a support system in place, especially with something that requires so much commitment as MMA. If you haven't got the right people around you, this is not something you can necessarily do on your own. You need those people to support you. You need people to understand that as a fighter, you don't have time, you don't have energy, and a lot of the time you may not have money either. So if you've got people around you that can accept you for who you are and that can accept that this is what you're doing and you're in it for the long haul, then you're fine, man, as long as you got the people that love you around. Greatest achievement, it's hard to pick one. I've been really happy and proud of my BAMMA career so far. I've had 5 fights in BAMMA. It's one of the top promotions in Europe. I've had a lot of good wins and a lot of good stoppages there. So I would say probably my BAMMA career. Also, the feeling of winning the London KO title, there was nothing to match that. There's no greater feeling than having a belt around your waist, and that's something that I want to get used to. I'm able to absorb information at a rate that perhaps other fighters just aren't able to do. I pick this up very quickly. I'm constantly learning. I'm able to leave my pride at the door, just fight and learn. I consider myself a student of the game. I'm constantly thinking about fighting when I go to sleep. I'm literally, even that moment when you're not quite asleep, you're not quite awake, I'll literally see jiu-jitsu moves going through my head, wrestling takedowns, things like that. I literally live and breathe it. I think that the difference between me and another fighter that won't get quite to that level is the commitment that you have. You need to love it. You need to train so much that you don't look forward to training anymore. You just need to go in there and commit to it 100%. If you don't do that, you're never going to make it to the top.